Frankie Terry, Scorpio Sky, Ultimate Daniels, Collective Gas, SoCal Uncensored, or SCU.
This is Isaiah Cassidy. I'm Mark Quinn, and we're Private Podcast.
This is the All Elite Podcast.
And you're listening to the All Elite Podcast.
Which happens to be the worst podcast I've ever been on. SCU!
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Happy holidays from us here at the All Elite Podcast, right here on the No Holds Barred Network, your source for all wrestling podcast content and more. Guy, I just said podcast. I sound like you.
Wait a minute.
The podcast. Isn't that how you say it? Podcast.
Like that. The podcast.
I'm your host, anyways, of the All Elite Podcast. This holiday edition. I mean, we've been doing a holiday theme all month, but especially this day being 3 days before Christmas. Oh my God! 3 days before Christmas. It's here. I'm like Elf in the corner here. It's me right now. Oh God, we got a giant candy cane. But I'm your host as always, guys. Self-proclaimed greatest host Kyle Masters, joined by my co-host holding a giant candy cane. She is the EVP of Giggles, the Heartbreak Chick herself, Tiffany. What's up, Tiff? What do you got? Like, are those light up cat ears?
No, they're not light up. They got bells.
Oh, they got bells. They're bell cat ears.
I got bells. I got other stuff. Let's see what else we got here. We got some props here.
Ooh, hi.
Here we go.
We got a Santa hat. Oh, those are neat.
Yeah, you know, here we go.
Oh, you got a Santa beard. You should just hold that up for like the whole show.
All right.
Okay, so you guys heard it here. You're watching it live on YouTube right now. You need to hold that up for the entire show. Okay?
No.
Well, anyway, I got my extra long Christmas hat. Look at this. This goes all the way down. I got my Star Wars Christmas sweater here, first order. Just came back freshly from the Star Wars marathon and watched the premiere of Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. I might as well go off the script here for a bit to the Star Wars fan listeners. I enjoyed the movie. No, I do not listen to what any of the critics say, which I don't agree with any of the critics say, because I am my own person. Okay, Tiff? Like, I have my own opinions. I don't need to read some critic's opinion to know what I think about the movie. I like the movie. The movie is awesome. Epic. It was sweet. It was action-packed. It was good for me. Some people want to go in to watch the movie and, you know, be like a critic and have like a clipboard in their head going, no, that ain't me. Yeah, they look like that. They have that white beard on. It's good. But I'm back. We back. There's a couple of holiday stuff during the week, too, that prevented us from podcasting together. We're pushed it to today. At least we got it in before Christmas.
Christmas? Okay.
3 days away. I'm excited, Tiff. I hope Santa's going to be good to you this year. I can see the tree over there. It's a lovely tree.
Thank you.
And you got there's a schnauzer pillow over there on the other side.
Schnauzy pillow.
Schnauzy pillow. Schnauzy.
If you guys know me, I'm always like schnauzy. Yeah. And thank you, Ori. Yes, the big coffee mug. Kyle, we have to bring back coffee podcast.
I got a festive one. I got a snowman. I'm drinking some French vanilla cappuccino right now.
I'm having hot chocolate since you tweeted it out about getting hot chocolate, so I made some hot chocolate.
So I hope you're all out there settled nicely by the fire, ready to sip some hot cocoa and listen to us banter about All Elite podcast or All Elite Wrestling. I don't know why you guys even listen to us, but for all of you who come and join every single week, thank you very much. You're much appreciated. To your 2019 Newcomers of the Year podcast.
Oh my God. Wow. So it's almost a year that we've been doing this. January.
It's getting there.
The second or third week, I think it was. We got to look back.
We're gonna have to do another champagne episode now. Another 1 year anniversary.
we're getting really good with the champagne.
We're just gonna be an alcoholic podcast from now on. Might as well just call it the Pop the Bubbly podcast from now on. It seems like we're just doing this more often than we should be. I think we pop bubbly more than Chris Jericho does.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure.
Maybe.
For you guys new out there, welcome to the All Elite Podcast. For myself and Tiffany, every single episode, keep you guys up to date with what's going on in the AEW world. We go over and recap AEW Dynamite, which just was the last episode for 2019 this week. It's an alright episode. We'll get into that when we get into that. We have the tweet of the night to pick out. A couple of things we want to go over beforehand. Tiffany, speaking of AEW, had the pleasure of meeting Santina. Why do I do that? Why do I say I did it last episode? Why do I say Santina?
Bubbly? Are you drinking the bubbly?
I don't know. No, there's none in this French vanilla. There's none. Santana and Ortiz, proud and powerful, inner circle. She had the pleasure of meeting them, and from what I gather from you, they said they were really nice. They were awesome. And they have a special message for us, actually, believe it or not. So what does Santana Ortiz have to say about the All Elite Podcast?
Yo, you're listening to All Elite Podcast. Boom.
And it is the worst podcast ever. We lied! Ow!
Okay.
Yo, like everybody in the store died when they did this. I was dying. This is exactly the reason why I asked them to do this. So, but they're such humble people, and I had a couple of laughs with them and stuff. But I'm telling you, everybody on this roster, they're so nice. So that was great. So thank you guys so much for doing this.
I'm jealous. Yeah, thank you to Santana and Ortiz.
There you go. There we go. We lied.
We lied. Some other things we want to bring up is so it was pointed out last week on Dynamite, and then it happened again this week on Dynamite. What's happening to Hangman Page's his nameplate whenever he's coming out, and it seems to be changing every single week. I know people have noticed. If you haven't noticed, I'll put it up on the screen for you guys. The last 2 weeks, what's been going on? It's probably happened longer. I don't know if it has, but last week it said right at the top there, in the top of his nameplate, drank a bottle of whiskey at home alone last Wednesday. And then this week we had I don't know, make it say something like happy holidays.
It's great.
I don't know, what is that? Is that them making fun of the Texas accent? Like, I don't get it.
Oh, cowboy shit.
Okay.
Cowboy shit.
I saw like he was like joking, saying there should be a pay-per-view called Cowboy Shit, and the entrance ramp should be coming out of his crotch.
Yeah.
Okay.
But see, I like, and even like Ori said in the chat, she said she loves the nameplate like shenanigans, but that's what me and Kyle like, and it's like wrestling can be fun. Oh my god, with Twitter being so toxic. Both Matt and Nick deleted their Twitters. Like,
yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if that's BT storyline. I don't know what's going on with that. Because apparently, was it one of them reactivated their Twitter account?
Matt. I don't know if it's still reactivated.
I don't know what's going on with that. I don't
know. I was thinking like maybe it's a bit, but
because he said see you on BT.
Yeah, but they're on Instagram because they saw they were posting on Instagram because they had like an ugly sweater party with like a CU, so, and Brendan Cutler. So
regardless if it was because
like,
or not,
social media is so freaking toxic for wrestling. Like,
yeah, it's just. I don't know. Regardless, but it's just, yeah, it's a toxic environment, and I don't get it. It's like, why can't people sit there and like the people that I complain about are the ones that will complain about the negativity, but then like you go to their timeline and they're the ones spewing the negativity. And it's like, you're part of the problem. Don't complain about it if you are part of the problem.
Yeah.
You can't go on Twitter and say anything anymore. It was originally made for a purpose of freedom to say what you want and put your opinion out there, but it's starting to, no, you're not allowed an opinion. Don't post anything.
So the Twitter, the Matt Jackson one, it says the Young Bucks official. So I guess that's going to be the official page going forward. But that's crazy. Like, stress.
Whatever. I don't pay attention. You guys see from both. Like, we are not avid tweeters. What do you call it? Tweeters?
No, Twitters.
Because I don't see the point in doing it. I don't see. Some people get the gratification of having people answer or joining into those stupid threads that are just exploding with this week was the whole toxic thing was the guy that was missing the punches and on that spot in AEW, and it's like, is this really necessary? Do we really have to blow up over this? It's stupid because botches like that happen in WWE forever, but this never been exploded to this point. It's only because it's AEW and they're some form of competition, quote unquote. So people will do anything in their power. Whatever mistake they do, it will be blown up by the people who hate AEW. And it's dumb. Do us a favor, everyone. If you see this, don't partake into it. Just don't. Just skip over it. Scroll down. There's much more important things you could be liking and commenting on Twitter than that useless garbage. So, anyways, ran over. Let's talk about Dynamite this week.
All right, let's do it.
And I wanted to stay positive, but this week I didn't mind this week's episode. It was kind of boring. Like it was very overshadowed by NXT, and not gonna lie, I tuned into NXT. I watched it because it was a packed episode. They made a takeover episode this week for NXT. Like they had Finn Balor against Adam Cole. Like I wasn't gonna miss that. And they had Rhea Ripley face Shayna Baszler for the women's title. I'm like, okay, I can't not watch NXT. Like it's okay, everybody, it's okay. You're allowed to watch NXT.
We talked about this before. Yeah. Like we still watch. I don't watch as much as I used to, because I'm into so many different promotions. But McDuff is jumping on me, so I'm sorry, guys.
For me,
but,
if they advertise something that looks enticing to watch, I'll go and watch it. And to be honest here, I didn't watch the whole episode. I literally just watched those two matches because those are the only ones that stuck out to me, and they were good. They were really good.
I don't know. Why can't you just watch what you want to watch? What's the big deal? So, okay, maybe I tune in live for AEW. I record NXT, so I can go and watch that. Why can't it be like that? But
no, Tiff, you're not allowed. Twitter said so. You have to listen to Twitter.
Yes.
Because this is your brain up here. This is actually Twitter, not you.
Yeah.
I don't understand. It's just some people. It's like follow the leader almost on Twitter, and it's like you don't have to. No one's telling you to. Anyways, it's almost like it's disgusting. It's almost like high school. You're trying to fit in with the cool kids, so you go along with what's trending and what's being said mostly by everybody. And I hate that. It's sickening. So I don't pay attention to it. Anyways, this week's episode of Dynamite, like I said, it was okay. It was not the greatest episode, but it was all right. We want to point out one thing before we go through the review. Tiff pointed out there was a picture circulating online. This is a unreal photo. It's hilarious. So this guy's sign says, "My girlfriend said it's either her or AEW. I told her Zieto met Mieto."
That's something I think I would do. I think it would be the other way. I think I would do like my boyfriend said it's either him or AEW, and I would do the same thing. So
that's the greatest sign I've ever seen. That is fantastic.
Funny.
Good for that guy. Plus, it's gutty. I hope he's there with his girlfriend, or else, yikes. I hope she ain't watching.
It's a good way to get on screen. That was pretty funny.
That's all I'm gonna say. I hope she ain't watching.
Oh well, if he has girlfriend, right? Maybe
that's true. Together. Yeah. What if he's just doing it to get on TV? Yeah.
Hey, it's smart, right? It's smart.
You better be careful of the keyboard Twitter warriors. Yeah, but the keyboard Twitter would be like, "You're such a mark." That's how my impression of the Twitter.
The Twitter.
Creepers.
You're starting to sound like me. The
Twitter.
Facebook. The Twitter.
The Twitter creepers.
Oh no, the creepers.
Your favorite, which we saw a lot of them this week. So Dynamite this week opened up with Hangman and Omega facing off against the Lucha Bros. Exciting opening match. Weird because with a show that had TV time remaining, there was the beginning match and the last match that didn't have entrances, which really weirded me out. I don't know why.
Because they're trying to squeeze as much as they can in the 2 hours. Because like even
But there wasn't that much in between.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, of course, by the ending, that's exactly why they did it. But I guess they're just trying to save some time and have more wrestling matches during.
I like the entrances though. That makes a lot of it. Especially like those two matches. I think those two matches should have had entrances. You could have skipped over the other matches. You know what I mean? It just, I don't know. It felt weird to me. So they jump right into the ring intros. While they're doing the intros, we actually get like the little screen flutter of the, join the Dark Order. And I'm loving that they made commentary make note of it too. Jared's like, oh, what was that? And then, sorry folks, some technical difficulties there. They acted it out well. We've seen some times over the last couple of weeks on AEW that it almost sounds like JR is just really confused and he has no idea what actually is going on and they're not filling him in. But this was, how can I say, it was an acted surprise. You know what I mean? Like you can tell like he was actually invested in it. So he wasn't sounding like he was ultra confused like most weeks where he's like, what's going on, guys?
Yeah. Kyle's chat, I feel AEW hasn't quite got the balance between matches and segments yet, but they're almost there. Yeah, I agree. They're getting there. I mean, I was just talking about that with one of my friends the other day. I was like, what is it? 12 weeks? Like, come on. Like, it's still new. Stop comparing. Like, they will get it. You gotta give them kudos because they started
it's the don't harass me, people. It's the WWE marks that cling on to that company and don't want to see any other company succeed but them. It's almost like they don't want to admit it. It's almost like they're afraid of competition. So anything negative that this quote-unquote competition is doing, they're going to jump all over. And it's like, okay, WWE's had how many years to perfect their craft? And AEW's not even a year old yet?
Like, before we're like born and stuff that this has been going on. And like, they just, God, this year. So that's why I'm saying I'm not giving a rough time with it. Why can't all promotions succeed? Yeah. And that goes for like the indie scene as well. Like,
that's pretty messed up. Someone's sitting there going like, I don't want that company to succeed. Who's actually saying that? But I want to know who's actually saying that though, because I haven't seen that yet. People will say people are saying that, but I'm like, who's saying it? You've seen that firsthand.
I have seen it on Twitter. Oh. I have. Like, it's that toxic. And I see people writing things like that. It's horrible. And then I've seen like memes. Why can't we all succeed? And it's true because if you think about it, even like with the indie scenes, right, that I follow and stuff, like there is really amazing talent out there. And maybe a lot like Kyle's not familiar with it as much as I am, but there's great talent in the indie scene. And like, wouldn't you want them or wherever they're gonna go? Ring of Honor, Impact, AEW, WWE. Like as a person, don't you want that person to succeed? So, I've seen it on freaking social media like crazy. People are nuts.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to like point a certain group out, but to me, from what I've only seen, it seems to be that there would be loyal fan base that seems to their own toxic fan base. Every fan base has a toxic fan base. Their toxic fan bases are nuts. And I'm not saying we don't have ours. AEW's got some weird people where I'm like, hey, if you're gonna be a fan of this product, please don't do that. Yeah. So, anywho, Rihu. Back to the match. What do I have written here? Okay, yeah, commentary made note of the whole Dark Order thing. There was I want to put the small funny botch that Phoenix did where he remember he tried to jump up for the cutter, but Kenny Omega was already out of the way. Mm-hmm. I laughed. I'm sorry. I laughed so hard when I seen that. I was like, oh my God, that was...
There was one also too with who was it? Was it Pentagon that he didn't sell the Snapdragon?
Yeah. Chris Jericho has actually come out and said it, and I do sort of agree with him that Lucha Brothers need to learn how to sell and also need to know how to they don't tag in and out properly. Like they're supposed to be in their corner holding the rope while tagging, and sometimes they're not even near the corner and tagging each other in, and the referee, it's tough for a referee in that case because, he kind of has to let it go because you can't really go off the script and tell him, no, you have to go tag properly, right? And then there may be a language barrier there, too, to communicate with them to do that. But it kind of, and Chris Jericho's come out and said, like, they need to learn how to, tag in and out properly and learn, how it's really done here. So I will go with what Chris Jericho said with that criticism. Hangman hit the buckshot lariat, but hit Kenny by accident because I believe it was Pentagon that ducked out of the way. Lucha Bros end up picking up the victory here. I thought it was a very good tag team match. Very good hot start. Love my hot starts. It's basically showing what AEW is all about. Obviously with the tag team, they're famous for tag team, trying to build the tag team division. Probably one of the best tag team divisions in the world. Hangman and Kenny were seen arguing with each other, obviously not on the same page. I don't know if this is leading to a feud, but then we had Pac go up on the Titantron. He wants answers from Kenny Omega because he wants his official rematch for the rubber match. He actually sneaks in behind Nakazawa. This is during the picture-in-picture. He's sneaking into the room behind Nakazawa. Kenny goes to look for him. Can't find him anywhere, but he runs into Lucha Brothers. Lucha Brothers are, I don't know why they're going after Kenny in this case. I'm like, well, you guys just had a match. Why didn't you guys do this out there? Why'd you you know what I mean? It felt weird that they went back after each other behind, like in the locker room, and then Hangman came in for the save just to make sure that Kenny didn't get his ass whooped 2-on-1, and they go out looking for Nakazawa. So it looks like Pac has kidnapped Nakazawa. So he's kidnapped. All right. So furthering the storyline between Kenny and Pac. I listened to forget to which podcast and I didn't make note of this and kind of agree with them. I think eventually AEW is going to have to add. I know we've said kind of before, like we love that there's more build towards pay-per-views, but I don't know if they can get away with 4 a year.
Why?
I think because you're going to run into dead spells like this where you're going to have it seems like it's getting drier now. You need something to build to. I don't think it's going to work, Tiff. I think you kind of need to separate it.
Like Falling and Fighter Fest, what was it, like a 2 weeks apart to build anything? But I mean, we just had what?
Either that, or maybe not a pay per view. Maybe have build towards a big AEW Dynamite special. You know what I mean? That's what I thought they were doing with Batch of the Beach. I thought they were gonna label that as maybe like a semi pay per view. So it's just like at least it's a big Dynamite they can build half build towards, and then keep building towards a pay per view on top of it.
I don't know. I think you're wrong. I think we're gonna get a build.
We are getting builds. I'm not saying we're not getting builds. I'm saying that we're going to run through dry spells where it's going to feel boring.
Okay.
You can't long build everything. So some feuds don't, some feuds are good when it's a shorter build. But it kind of feels like they're long building everything, and that's just I don't know. I don't know. I think because, I don't know. I just think they need to do like a special Dynamite once in a while. Anyways, so that was that. We come back. We have Butcher and the Blade, and Bunny. I guess you can include her. Against Cody and Darby. So we saw what happened last week when Darby came out and helped Cody up, basically telling him he's got friends in AEW. So
I love that he's over.
Yeah, and I guess they mentioned on commentary that he says, "I'll help you and tag with you this week, but if we win, I want a rematch against you." So Cody agreed to that. I've loved the Butcher and Blade as the weeks have gone by. I'm starting to like them a little bit more and more. I love what they're about, and I love their whole gimmick thing. Crowd was very behind Cody, very, very behind Cody here in Texas. Darby as well. Darby got his pop in. I thought it was a very good, exciting tag team match. Did what it needed to do. Lots of innovative offense through with both of them, especially when you have Cody and Darby, who are two completely different style wrestlers. It's interesting to see how they tag together. Cody hit they call it the Cody cutter. I think it's Scalabry said the Cody cutter, and Darby hit the coffin drop on the Butcher to keep him out on the outside, and that's how they won the match. So Oh well.
So do you
decent.
gonna get like Cody throwing his belt into the crowd every week? Because he did it again this week. So
I think so, man. Now he's got the money. I bet you he's bought like an overstock of those belts. Probably cheaply, maybe more cheaply made than his regular ones that he wouldn't throw in the crowd. And
maybe not, but that's pretty cool though. I mean, they're very big to participating with the crowd.
Yeah. Anything that he wears though, it could be cheaply made. Anything he wears is worth money.
Yeah.
So
Shirt, hat, anything. I mean, the crowd's gonna go over.
it's like the merch freak.
Merch freak.
So we had a little bit of a montage by Jungle Boy, like a training montage. I'm not sure what he was wearing in it. I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know if that's like some sort of training mask that helps the oxygen flow better or what. But it looked like Brain from Batman.
Oh, you forgot the squash match with Awesome Kong and
That happened
Melanie.
after, didn't it?
No, before.
No, that happened after that.
No.
Yes. Tiff, that happened after the Butcher and the Blade.
Okay, I'm not gonna fight with you, but
It did.
anyway.
It did.
Okay, because I
Hang
watched
on.
it live.
Chat, tell me right now, guys. Butcher and the Blade, Cody and Darby. What was the match that followed? It was the squash match, correct?
That's what I said, and then you said Jungle Boy first.
No, I
before
said
the
his
squash
montage, his training montage, the video, the package.
Anyway,
Not the match. The foot. The
Hey, you're a damn Grinch. I don't like heel Kyle.
because he had his interview with JR after the squash match.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
But he had a training montage, Tiff.
Anyway,
It was not the interview. It was a training montage. It had nothing to do with JR.
fight with me.
I think people try to know what I'm talking about. Anyways, Miranda Alize. I can't say her name. They said it a certain way. I don't remember what they said. But she was a hometown girl, I guess, from a local indie company. They gave her I guess I had the Fight TV feed. They gave her own entrance and everything. Brandy had a promo on Chris Statlander before the match, and then there was like a mysterious man in it who kind of like was about to speak, but Brandy kind of like stopped him. So again, didn't someone point out who it was?
Kenny, for your thoughts there, right? What did he say? Dr. Luther?
Mm-hmm.
What he thinks, because apparently Jericho took a picture and put it in his story, his Insta story. So that's how it was floating around, that it was Dr. Luther.
He looks weird. And like Brain like stopped him from turning around. He just seemed like he was like psychotic. Anyways, Khan came out, makes quick work of Miss Miranda. Sorry, Miranda. You ain't beating Awesome Kong. They cut her hair, and that's that. So another hair added, and we had what's her name come out too, nicely shaved.
Melanie Cruz.
Yeah,
Melanie Cruz. Yeah.
looking like she looks like the girl that was in the Straight Edge Society. Like literally, that's you almost got that Straight Edge Society kind of vibe to it. I wonder if they're playing off that. Do you think so?
I don't know.
No. Well, the Jungle Boy interview followed this with JR.
Yeah.
They talk about Jericho and his match, kind of hyping it up. They brought in, JR brings up Luke Perry and how he would see Jungle Boy here in AEW, and kind of like a happy moment there. And Jungle Boy basically doing it for his dad this match. So we had Jericho face off against Jungle Boy next. So it's a 10-minute time limit. Basically, this was the theme of the match because last week Jericho said that you wouldn't last 10 minutes with me. I got the picture-in-picture action footage or actual footage, and I could hear what was going on during Jericho's entrance. I don't know if you could hear what he was doing with Sammy G, or were you seeing the picture-in-picture?
I think I'll see the picture-in-picture.
So my feed. So he brings out Sammy Guevara, and basically they're not making fun, but I think they are realizing that people are kind of mad about the picture-in-picture because they're doing some important things during the picture-in-picture that no one can hear. So he had Sammy Guevara hold the signs, and Jericho literally read exactly what it said, and they brought up that we know that people are mad about not being able to know important things on picture-in-picture. So because we're geniuses, we have these signs, basically, Jericho, to read off of for the people who are looking on picture-in-picture.
That's great. That's great.
So, God, my writing is so bad. Like, I didn't transfer these to the computer, so I'm looking, I'm going, what did I actually write?
I like that, like, when Jericho went up, it was like taunting Jungle Boy's mom and grandma and sister.
They're all at ringside there, and that was nice.
Yeah.
So, Jungle Boy finally getting into the ring. They actually have a really decent match. I really like this match between Jericho and Jungle Boy. They actually had a pretty good match. Man, Jericho, God, I know like he's still in pretty good ring shape, but he's got the whole almost dad bod going on.
Hey, I knew you were gonna say one of his pictures on Instagram. He's like, may delete later. He looked like he's got the dad bod going.
Damn, like I don't know how long this guy could go like that though. I think eventually, I think maybe I think he's gonna keep I think the wrestling career is gonna be this title run is probably his last leg. I'm gonna assume, and then he'll go to like extreme part time. Like, well, he'll come back like once in a while for like a marquee match. So
Kingdom. So also
that's right. You think he'd like be in better shape by now for that?
You want him 50? Like,
I know. I know. I'm asking a lot, but
stop drinking the bubbly.
Yeah, he's saying drink. I bet you it is. It's too much bubbly. Lucha and Luchasaurus and Jake Hager started attacking each other at one point. Even Marco Stunt got knocked the hell out.
He did.
My God.
He's such a trooper.
He either sold that or he actually was knocked out.
No, he sold that.
That was a pretty good sell.
It was great.
So Aubrey threw them all out. They're all gone. Again, such an exciting match for 10 minutes for what we got. Very well done. Jericho locked in the walls of Jericho, but the time ran out. He got really frustrated. He got on the mic, asked for 5 more minutes, which they rang the bell. This is where I got confused here. So they rang the bell, and they kind of started wrestling each other, and like Jungle Boy almost won again while the ref was pinning. But then Jericho grabbed the belt and walked away, but they didn't make, like, there was no, like, count out after that. They just kind of ended it. So I'm like, Did the match actually restart? And why? And if it did, why were they? If it didn't, why were they like actually acting like it was?
Yeah,
it was really weird spot. But, anyways,
left it how it was. They didn't have to. I know, like the crowd wanted it, and we wanted it, but you know, it didn't have to go to that part.
Mm-hmm.
I feel just leave it on a cliffhanger.
So did you see Jericho come out and throw a temper tantrum? Came back out.
Yeah, I think that went into picture-in-picture too. That part.
Mm-hmm. And then Tony Schiavone. Did you hear about Tony Schiavone and him have an interview on the stage?
Yeah, like I seen. Oh God, I don't remember now. Like DFS should have like refreshed it, but I remember seeing Tony Schiavone and him on the stage. Was that? No, that wasn't picture-in-picture, was it?
So
I don't remember.
Argue with me about the schedule of the show, but yet you don't remember the show.
Shut up, okay?
Whoa.
Punk.
Whoa.
All right. Well, okay, no, because he was calling out John Moxley in the inner circle. That's what it was.
Yeah. So you did see that part, just making sure it wasn't in the picture-in-picture.
Yeah.
So he called him out. He brings out the proposition to him. He says that they have a big surprise for him if he does join. So the big surprise is going to be on January 1st episode, waiting for him. And he wished him a Merry Christmas. And I was like, oh my God, that was actually too friendly. Like that was very, very friendly. So I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know what this big surprise is. Maybe they're setting him up. Maybe if he says yes to joining, they beat the hell out of him. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on with that. So we'll see. I don't think they actually want him to join Dark Order. Or Order. Inner Circle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No way. Yeah, absolutely. Kyle in the chat. No way Mox joins. Absolutely not.
So we got an SCU promo.
SCU.
Kazarian with Douya shirt. I kind of want that now.
Yeah. They're making me broke. Pro Wrestling Tees, you're making me broke.
The Lucha Brothers came in. Christopher Daniels kind of had a stare down with Pentagon, but then like Christopher Daniels kind of walked away, showing kind of like he's still not mentally recovered from that injury, quote unquote injury he had by Pentagon from that package pile driver on the ramp. So kind of seems like they're continuing Penta and Christopher Daniels, which is okay. I kind of like the story that's behind that. So I'm down. I dig it, dog. It's Statlander and Britt Baker, number 1 contenders match. Again, you guys know how I feel about this if you listened to last week's episode. I didn't like how Hikaru Shida just kind of got thrown to the side, and she was number 1 contender, but really like she got pushed to the side for no reason. It's not like she lost a match and went back down. They kind of just tossed her to the side, so I don't know what's up with that. But they made this one a number 1 contenders match. I thought it was a decent women's match. I thought it was good. Statlander looks really good. Her and Britt kind of meshed there was the one spot I really didn't. It really didn't affect the way I looked at this match, but the finish was amazing, showing the strength of Statlander, the way she was transitioning, like 3 moves into her finisher, and she ends up winning. And I was like, oh, okay. So she's gonna face Riho for the Women's Championship on January 1st, the next episode of Dynamite, which is huge. That's gonna be a really good match. But then Brandy comes out, so this is what I like about this. Like they're continuing this thing with Brandy trying to get Statlander to join the Nightmare Collective, and it's funny when Brandy came out and she on the mic, she's like, "I come in peace." You should know what that means, do you? Making fun of her alienness.
Alienness.
I don't know. That's something you would say. The alienness.
Yeah, it is something I would say. I love her. Like I love her.
The whole thing she does with the referee with and touches their forehead. Statlander declines joining the Nightmare Collective, but then she gets punted in the head by Brandy's shoe and hit in the eye with Brandy's shoe, and JR's like, "Hey, is that a Louis Vuitton?" Like, oh my God, come on. So they attack Chris Statlander. So I imagine they'll probably get somewhat involved in the title match on January 1st, which is, we know how we feel about interferences in title matches.
But what does Sadie Gibbs came out to help Chris Statlander too? So what are we gonna get? Yeah, so we need more of her. Why are we not seeing more of her? I know Metal's in the chat and Metal loves her. Why aren't we getting more of Sadie Gibbs? Why are we not showcasing her more? I
don't know, because wasn't she she was being built even into Double or Nothing. Remember, there was all those promos and vignettes for her, and
she got pushed to the side.
I don't know. I think I need to kind of really focus on their division before it gets lost, or else they're falling right into the hands of the people who criticize the women's divisions, right? Like they're giving them fuel for adding to the fire. So I hope they really start paying attention more to the division. We do get my boy Sean Spears promo. He realizes that the tag team's where it's at. It's where the money's at. It's where the big money's at. This is the tag team division, so they gotta get into that division. They're looking for a partner, so they're scouting around. And they said they talked about they need the kind of person that they can mold, someone who lives their lifestyle, someone who's they can count on. So they're gonna keep scouting and look out for a tag team partner for Sean Spears. So I'm excited to see where that goes.
Your boy.
Mm-hmm. A tag team. That's interesting. So we had a really cool Young Bucks kind of promo for this match. And then we get no entrance again. They're just in the ring. So I'm like, okay. All right. So we're just jumping right into this again. Main event, SCU versus Young Bucks for the World Tag Team Championships. I love this match. Very, very exciting match. This was so good. I love this. Lots of innovative stuff. I knew we were going to get a really good match with these two teams going into it. Scorpio Sky is a beast. Like, the guy is just so good. They eventually get a clean win over the Young Bucks, which is really great. I knew the Young Bucks were going to win this, but I was intrigued to see how this was going to play out. I wonder if there was going to be interference, but they chose no interference. They went clean. SCU wins, but then after the match, where everything kind of happens, Dark Order creepers come out, and they just start surrounding the ring, and I'm like, uh-oh. Lights go out. Evil Uno and Grayson come up on the stage. The creepers attack them. And it showed John Silver, or your boy Silver and Reynolds.
Yep.
Joining the Dark Order. Okay, so that's cool. So they're getting them involved already.
I'm kind of sad because I do like them as the Beaver Boys. So to join onto the Dark Order, I don't know how I feel about this.
Hey,
and I think
they won't be dark.
getting us. No, I'm not saying anything bad. It's just weird because
I was gonna say they're not gonna be Dark Order for life. That's all I'm gonna say.
No, I know, but I'm just like, we haven't had enough time to like build where I'm familiar with them for a while and to join this. And I think still, I mean, I don't know how everybody feels. I see split with people with Dark Order. That maybe it's the creepers, that maybe that's what people are not getting behind. I mean, I don't know.
They need to be scary looking, maybe like more scary looking. To me, they just look like gymnasts with weird masks. They look like they want to be lucha people. I think they need to be like.
He sent the picture. He's like, I know that's Brandon Cutler.
I don't know about that. I don't know if that was he's being a fill-in.
Stop it. Yeah, well, yeah, he was being a fill-in. Like,
I don't think he joined.
It could be
maybe
to a story. It would be an interesting storyline. I mean, and it's funny because he was on earlier facing before the show. And if you guys don't follow the AEW on Periscope, you should. Because I got like an alert and I was able to see like the beginning of the match of Brandon Cutler and Sammy J.
Oh.
Before Dynamite. So yeah, because I got the alert. It was like. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, this is pretty cool. So finally, Brandon Cutler got to face Sammy G.
So that'll be on Dark this week.
Yes.
Excited. But yeah, I think that the creepers should be a lot more scary looking. Maybe they should be like in cloaks. Like they need to be creepier looking.
What do you guys think?
They're
if you're
not
listening
creepy
to
looking.
Back, let us know. Like, what do you guys think?
They're
not
in
you, I'm
morph
saying,
suits. Like it's just like I'm not creeped out by them.
No, not you. I'm saying our fan base. Let us know what you guys think. So
they need to be like cloaked, hooded, like Undertaker Druid style. Then that would be creepy. Can you imagine lights go out? They come out like dimly lit, and those guys are all in like cloaked hoods surrounding the ring. You can't see their face.
Maybe it'd be cool, like it's like all dark, and then like they're in these robes or whatever, and then like they carry like John Silver and Alex Reynolds out or something, or that they carry out like, well, since they were like beating up like Young Bucks and SCU, like they carry them out or something. It'd be kind of interesting. So, but the thing was floating around on social media about one of the creepers beating up Dustin Rhodes, like it was like
that's why I brought up. That's what I was talking about earlier, the botch thing.
Who messed up on the camera, guys? Who caught that? Like, shame on you. Give them a shame, Kyle, because they should have never caught that on cam. Get better. Thank you.
Shame. How dare you zoom in on a botch? Botches don't happen. There's no such YouTube account called Botchamania. That's not a thing.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Anyways, I know Kenny, Christopher Daniels, Cody, Dustin, they all tried to save. Didn't happen. Just too many creepers, and then they did the whole pose thing at the end and yelling out the Dark Order thing. Like, I don't know. They don't look creepy enough for me. I can't. Maybe that's one of the reasons why people can't get behind them. They need to look creepier. Need better outfits. Yeah. No, not like the penis druids at All In Metal. That's not. Yeah. That's not creepy. That's just disgusting. We don't need a bunch of penis druids everywhere.
God.
I don't know, like anyone remembers the Undertaker Druids that used to come out with his entrance, kind of that style. And you got to make it. It's got to be dimly lit arena every time they're out. It can't be the regular lights. You know, it doesn't. It's not. Doesn't fit their creepy. After all the vignettes we've got, the presentation of them has to be better.
Right.
So. I
mean, it was funny because I was getting behind it, and then I don't know. Too much now.
They were with those vignettes because they were well done. Yeah. Like it made them look creepy.
That should have been done in the beginning, which me and Kyle said before, that maybe if they did this in the beginning and built it, because nobody knew who they were unless you were following the indie scene. Even I didn't know who they were, but that's what we needed in the beginning. So like now I think maybe it's being a little overdone. Maybe.
They need to be creepy. You can't present them in vignettes like ultra dark and creepy and really cool, and then when they come on TV, it's just like it looks like a bunch of luchadors out there attacking people, and like it looks like the overstock of AAA, and these are all the jobbers from AAA. Like, I can't get behind it when it's on TV. You need to be presented in. That's how people got behind the Undertaker. It was his character you've seen in vignettes that was presented the same way on TV. You need to do the same with the Dark Order.
Yeah.
So, I think they need to, if they're gonna go ahead and make this a big thing in the company, you need to do something with them. You need to present them both in the same way. You can't present them a different way in the vignettes and then on TV. Perfect example is Brandy and Awesome Kong. They presented them both in the same way from vignettes to on TV. They're creepy. You know, she's the witch type person in the vignettes, with her being the kind of like the henchman boss obsessed with people's hair, and they transitioned that to the same thing on TV. So that's what I think they need to do more with the Dark Order. So other than that, decent episode of Dynamite. That's it for 2019 for Dynamite, and that's it for 2019 almost for us. I know we've been talking about getting another episode out this week. Guys, that'll be on either Thursday or Friday. It's basically going to be like a preview show. So it'll be like what we think is going to happen with AEW in 2020. We'll kind of do like a mini year in review, not really, but kind of go over what's we've liked so far, what we haven't liked.
And we're going to get you guys as well. Yeah. So look out for the fan tweet. The fan tweet's going to go out because we want to know what's your favorite moments of AEW. Right. So look out for the fan tweet.
And speaking of fan tweet, the tweet of the night, we asked you what your opinions were on AEW Dynamite, and we'll get into this part of the show. Like, we're going to continue with this. We pick out a fan tweet that we liked, and we show it right here in the podcast and we read it out. So this one comes from at Angel Bernandez on Twitter. Rebellious Ruxbin is the username. They put, real solid show tonight. Like always, it leaves me wishing they had 30 minutes to an hour more. Can't wait to see what's coming in 2020. Knowing AEW, I know they have some hidden stuff that about to come to light. So very positive tweet there. Thank you, Angel Bernandez, for your tweet this week and being the tweet of the night for the All Elite podcast. So you guys want to have your tweet of the night? Think of a good one when we send that tweet out. Put it in there, and we'll randomly pick one to be on the podcast.
We read your stuff. We always read your stuff. But Kylie, you put out a fun tweet today.
I did. We'll go into the fun tweet, guys, and since it's Christmas, it's a Christmas theme. I put out a fun tweet for you guys, and that is, what is your top 3 Christmas movies of all time? Now, before we get into some of the responses, guys, I do want to talk about it with Tiff, and I want to know what Tiff's top 3 Christmas movies of all time are.
All right. A Christmas Story is number 1.
Really?
It's my absolute favorite, like when it's on Christmas Eve at 8:00 at night for like 24 hours.
Okay,
know.
I want to know we're talking about the same one. This is the one where the kid says, fuck, and then he gets his mouth washed out with soap.
This is my favorite. Okay. I'm telling you. And like the second one was, when the second one came out, I was so excited. Mm-hmm. I bought the DVD because it was like what, like 20 years or whatever later. I don't even know. But like, and I was so excited. And I waited for my best friend Brad to come over. We sat down. And it was the most god-awful movie. And it was like, no.
Oh, no.
But, so you killed that. But no, Christmas Story is my absolute favorite. Okay. I will watch it probably 5 times Christmas Eve, Christmas Day.
Number 2.
So that's the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yep. Standard.
Standard. I'll be that chick. By the way, also, since I said that, if you guys know, Number One Husband, he's got a horror podcast as well, and he just reviewed A Nightmare Before Christmas. So it's called Chillin' Killin' Podcast. So go check that out. And number 3, Home Alone.
Gotta be Home Alone. Now, did you like one, or did we do 1 or 2? Which one was your favorite? Or 3 or 4 of those awful sequels.
I know. No, one. It's like you go back. I hate like sometimes when they come out like with other ones. Like, but no, the first one because I remember being little and seeing that. So yeah, Home Alone is definitely my fave.
Well, my top three. Oh, my top three Christmas movies of all time. Number one for me is one. It was actually the very first movie I saw in theaters ever. As like whenever my first time going to the movie theater, I saw this movie, and that was Jim Carrey's The Grinch Who Stole Christmas.
That's good.
With that one to this day still lives. I think it's because it has a special meaning to me because it was my first ever movie in a movie theater. So I saw that and I loved it. And I loved Jim Carrey at the time too. It's hilarious. He played the Grinch so well. That's my number one. Number two is Christmas with the Cranks, and that's a recent because it wasn't in the top three because that was that was a couple years ago came out, and that's with Tim Allen and I always forget her name. Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yes.
So good. So funny.
That. Oh, yes. It's so good.
It's such a funny Christmas movie. I love watching it every Christmas time. And then number three, often labeled as a Christmas movie, often not labeled as a Christmas movie, depending on who you talk to. That's Die Hard. Die Hard for sure. 100% is my number three Christmas movie. Followed very, 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 very closely by Elf at number three. It was really tough to choose between the two.
Do you remember when we did That Coffee podcast? It was last December, and we were doing a whole Christmas theme on that episode, and we were talking about Christmas movies and Die Hard. We were having a whole conversation about Die Hard that it's like a lot of people debate whether it's a Christmas movie or not, but I don't know. I just like remember that when you were talking about it like a year ago. You just gave me like deja vu.
So we had a lot of responses, though. I'm going to read as many as I can, guys. I'll start out with Go Professional Wrestling, Go Pro Wrestling. Love those guys. Go follow them. Yeah. They put Elf. I'm just going to read them from 1 to 3. So Elf, Home Alone, and Jingle All the Way. I absolutely love Jingle All the Way, too. I totally forgot about that Christmas movie. So funny with Arnold Schwarzenegger. That is the most funniest Christmas movie of all time. It's so funny. And put the cookie down. No, wait, no. That was... I wouldn't know if that wasn't that movie. No. Oh, it's Turbo Man. It's Turbo Time. And then it was Sinbad played the mailman. So good. Everything Pro Wrestling, but Bad Santa, Die Hard, Christmas Story.
All right, here, I'll do some with you as well. Okay. Ray said Die Hard, Home Alone, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay, so those are standard ones. Kenny from Your Thoughts podcast puts Jingle All the Way, and Jingle All the Way, and Jingle All the Way. And did he mention Arnold in Jingle All the Way? Yeah, put the cookie down now. That was when he was on the payphone. Put that cookie down now. And the people next to him were like, what the hell?
God. Matt G said Die Hard, Elf, and Christmas Vacation. That's another one. Christmas Vacation.
National Lampoons. Can't forget about that one. Shares full. Heel Pops and Chair Shots. Shout outs to those guys. Nightmare Before Christmas, Home Alone, and Elf. Extra credit to the Gremlins. Always forget Gremlins is a Christmas movie. Yeah. Office Christmas Party, which is freaking hilarious. Nice, hilarious modern day Christmas movie. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. Sigma said Die Hard, Christmas Story, Christmas Vacation.
Ooh, Christmas Story. Coming up again. Your favorite.
That's my favorite.
RJ at Ringside Rant _RJ. He puts Christmas Story, Christmas Vacation, and Rudolph claymation version. Oh, that's a different one.
Yes. Now you're gonna think about. Did anybody think about Charlie Brown Christmas, Frosty?
Man. I wasn't a fan of those.
No, well, you know what? It was my time. Well, it was before my time, but I remember growing up as a little girl watching this stuff. So, Big Daddy Dell, a very Harold and Kumar Christmas.
Oh my God!
He's right. That's a good one. Santa with Muscles and Home Alone.
Okay. I got Franklin Myers, Frank of the Myers, Elf, Christmas Story, and the Grinch cartoon version. Okay, cartoon I didn't mind. I still like the actual version better. Maybe he's not a fan of it. And then,
Pro Wrestling Fandom, Santa Claus with Tim Allen, Nightmare Before Christmas, and Elf with Will Ferrell. Absolutely.
We have Smarking Down, Jingle All the Way, Santa with Muscles coming up again, and Santa's Little Helper, which I believe is the WWE Christmas movie. Because he did tag in a bunch of people from WWE in it. So, interesting. Never seen it.
Dave said, Muppet Christmas Carol. Wow, you just took me all the way back, man. Wow.
Okay.
Damn. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the cartoon, and the Christmas Vacation. So,
our girl Maria. Now, don't criticize me, Maria, if I don't say the first one right. I know you should put Die Hard as number 2. And okay, so number 1, Jewel Paslatet. I'm assuming is a Danish one, and then also her third one, All Titers Jewel. So great Christmas flicks, those two. Love them. Gotta love them. Thank you, Maria, for those.
Oh my God. Cheese City's MVP 23 says Elf, Home Alone, and How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Yeah. So looking at the rest, I mean, I don't see anything other different than what we've already said. I see Friday After Next by Brandon Lee. I haven't really heard of that one. And then I have the best. There never will be. Great name, by the way, but the first one he put, It's a Wonderful Life. That is an old Christmas movie.
That's old school.
Yeah.
Old school. So I like it.
So thank you, everyone, for your tweets. Thank you very much for getting in on that holiday edition tweet.
Yes, that was a fun tweet.
I didn't watch BT this week.
Pretty much. I mean, I have some stuff that we could talk about. I can go through it really quickly.
Was there anything crazy out there?
Anything crazy? I mean, I love the private party bits. You know, that Isaiah and Quinn were talking, and then he walks right into MJF, and he's kisses the ring, and Wardlow kind of stops them, whatever, because MJF ran because he's it still counts. I like that we saw a little bit of the cleaning of the belts. I mean, we saw a lot of footage. We actually saw Reynolds and Silver with joining the Dark Order. That Reynolds grabbed the paper and then he threw it into John Silver because John Silver's I'm tired of losing all the time. So we saw that pretty much.
I see what they're kind of trying to do, but maybe they need to make more light of it. That you have to watch BTE to get what happens on TV. So maybe maybe the Twitter account should start mentioning, by the way, you're gonna want to tune into, BT this week has some Dynamite implications. You know what I mean? I think they need to kind of maybe advertise that a little bit more, because that's important.
Well, we're a fan of BT. That's why I always stress. And Kyle needs to go back and watch from the beginning or whatever, because I did. I dedicated it for this podcast.
But I went all the way back. The newer people, though, the newer people that they're trying to get. Who won't get it, who are probably sitting there going, okay, why all of a sudden are they part of the Dark Order?
Right.
So
it comes all from the BTE. So it's another platform for them. So make sure you are watching Being the Elite. We saw some Leva Bates with Big Swole again. That was funny, that she was talking about how Peter really missed her and he said he really cares and Big Swole wasn't listening. So we had some stuff with that. Yeah, I mean, we had some join Dark Order, and at the end, pretty much Matt and Nick was with Brendan Cutler, and they were saying Nick had the flu, which we had talked about last week, that they wrestled with the flu. But I saw even Brandy had the flu as well too. That pretty much that the doctor to give her something for this week as well. So, but it's going around a lot this year. So guys, be careful. Make sure you wash your hands. So
sanitize those hands.
I just went into female mode. I'm gonna start carrying a first aid kit to all the indie shows, by the way. And Kyle, I need some sort of sticker that I could put on it, the Queen of the Indies or something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna everybody up.
Queen of the First Aid Kit sticker is what you need.
No, Queen of the Indies first aid kit. So when somebody gets hurt.
Queen of the Ouchies. That's what the sticker should be on there.
So stupid.
Yeah. Dun-dun.
Lord.
Anywho.
One more thing, because we had it in the beginning too. It was Matt, Nick, and Brandon Cutler was doing Cutler footage with Kenny Omega, and Kenny Omega's on the phone, and he's not picking up. So, is this Marty again that we're assuming?
Okay.
We're trying to. Why isn't he picking up? So, I don't know. So, guys, I know Kyle did it on the master's degree. He briefly talked about Marty Skrull. My whole thought is this. This is what I think about it. I think, okay, now, yeah, he showed up at NWA. I really think because everybody's assuming that he's going to go to AEW or he's going to go to WWE or whatever like that. But I think if there's anything he wants to do that he hasn't done in the indie scene, this is the time to do it. And what's the best way, like if he does come back to AEW, is to throw everybody off and show up in NWA. And also, this is another thing that I thought of. Not saying that it's going to happen. These are just thoughts, that I'm thinking about. He did have that match with Nick Aldis for the title at a pay-per-view a couple months ago. So imagine, like I said, I don't know if this is going to happen. It would be a cool concept that NWA would eventually partner or work with AEW. And imagine Marty getting the belt and bringing it over to AEW. And they have this partnership, kind of like with AAA. And so there's a lot of things that I thought of. So I'm stop jumping to conclusions because, again, like I said, it would be really cool for even if there's any bucket lists that Marty wants to do, this is the time to do it and to throw us all off.
I would love to see a New Japan partnership too. I really want to see a super card by those two. That'd be dope. But yeah, that's a good thought. It's a good thought. If not, I'm happy. I think we're both happy he's doing what he wants to do and, kind of not replaying the field, but exploring what's out there rather than being tied down to one. Maybe he wants to go exploring for a bit before coming back to AEW and tying his roots down. You know what I mean?
That's Killer Cross as well. If you guys follow Killer Cross, he finally got his release with Impact. And he's in the indie, not that he wasn't in the indie scene because he was, but now he's kind of going all over the place in the indie scene right now.
Yeah, I'm hearing that actually WWE has eyes on him hard. So we'll see.
I kind of think he's gonna go to WWE because his girl's there. I don't think it's the wisest move because he's really good and I can kind of see him go anywhere. But then I go into my bias mode of me loving the indie scenes and I'm funny to get signed anywhere.
But yeah, interesting, and we're gonna end AEW off in 2019 with it's been a good year so far. So I'm excited to see what happens in 2020. We'll get more into that in our preview show later on this week. So you're gonna get a double dose of AEP this week.
A lot loads this week.
So I'm excited. I'm very excited to see what AEW has in the next calendar year. But before we end the episode, guys, make sure you are following the podcast on social media. That is liking us on Facebook at All Elite Podcast, following us on Instagram at All Elite Pod, and most importantly, following us on the Twitter at All Elite Pod as well. If you're joining us on YouTube Live right now, thank you for watching, or thank you for going back and watching this live on YouTube. If you want to take us on the go, we are available on the go on such platforms like Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google, and Apple Podcasts, Player FM, Spreaker, Deezer, Castbox, Podcast Addict, and more. We are available everywhere for you, so make sure you search up the No Holds Barred Network, and you'll find us, the All Elite Podcast, and other exciting platforms on the No Holds Barred Network, such as Tiff Show, Indie Talks, my show, The Master's Degree, and Under the Ropes. Special interview indie episodes on there as well, so you'll get a lot of that content, and most importantly, here the All Elite Podcast. If you want a t-shirt, we have an official t-shirt store, guys. Awesome t-shirt store. Shirts are very comfortable on there. All products are fully donated to Culture City. Really good cause, guys. So make sure you head on over to bit.ly/AEPT, lowercase EES, AEPTs. Link located down in the YouTube description below for you. These Wolves have a special t-shirt on there. They have one called These Wolves Music for the Elite. Again, all proceeds are donated to the benefit of Culture City Charity. I want to give a shout out each and every single week here on the podcast to These Wolves for letting us use the song Dead to Me and other songs by them with other podcasts here on the network. A very, very big thank you to Darren and These Wolves for letting us use those songs as the theme songs, and Dead to Me for the official theme song of the All Elite Podcast. So yeah, I chose No Ocean for Master's Degree. It's a good one. I like yours for the one we've chose for Under the Ropes, and the one you chose for Indie Talks. Yes. Love it. Beautifully Miserable. Love that song. God.
I know. They're all good. They're all freaking. I love all his stuff. But before you say anything, so I just want to announce that this Sunday, I don't know the time yet because I'm waiting back from the boys to let me know. I am doing Under the Ropes with the tag team. Excuse me, the two-man faction. They're not a tag team. They're a two-man faction, and I'm gonna be getting a lot of L's on that episode. So if you don't know what that means, make sure you tune in to the episode. And episode 2 of Indie Talks will be Monday at 7:00 Eastern time.
There you go, guys. Lots of content coming to that network, and I want to follow that network. It's got a Twitter account at NHB Network. You should follow that. That's where all the updates are going to be posted on there. Keep you guys up to date with this awesome network. We loved a lot of love that you guys have been tweeting us as well. We've seen a lot of love the last week or two, man. Thank you very much. And thank you guys for tuning in each and every single week live or listening back here on the All Elite Podcast. It's much appreciated. This has been an awesome ride. Almost a 1 year into this podcast, and more to come with this as well. So thank you each and every single week to you guys. That's going to wrap it up for this episode, guys, of the All Elite Podcast. Remember, we'll be back later this week with the official 2020 AEW preview show and kind of recap what's going on this year as well for All Elite Wrestling. I'm your host, as always, the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters, always joined by my co-host. She is the Executive Vice President of Giggles, the Heartbreak Chick herself, Tiffany. Guys, have yourself a happy and safe holidays, whether you celebrate Christmas or not. Enjoy yourselves. Have a great week, guys. We'll see you in the next episode. See you later.